what we're doing is I'm going to be putting away some food for long-term storage. Thank you, Turkey, for interrupting. I've got some rice and I've got some other things that I just want to be putting in these buckets. I picked up these buckets for $3 a piece down at Firehouse Subs when I went down to Atlanta last time. And I thought that was a pretty good deal for food-grade buckets. Plus, they have that pleasant aroma of pickles. We've got mylar bags and some oxygen absorbers with our food, and that's pretty much all we need to get this stuff set up for many, many years and keep it fresh. And I did clean these buckets first because obviously they had pickles in them and they were not clean, so I had to wash them really, really well. But even with that said, as long as you're putting them in mylar bags, I don't necessarily see the absolute need to have a food grade bucket. Is it an extra bonus? I think, yeah, but is it absolutely necessary? I don't know. But anyway, I've got some rice here, some long grain rice. I don't want to overfill this bucket because if I do that, if I overfill it, I won't be able to push the bag down in there and be able to put the lid on it. It'll overflow and I won't be able to get it to seal properly. I could seal the mylar bag, but I wouldn't be able to seal the bucket, and I want 2 layers of protection for the food. So this is a flat iron that your wife may have around the house. I know my wife's got one somewhere around the house that she may or may not want me using for this project, but that's okay. But Alan picked this one up at a flea market for $1. So you can't really beat that. Now there's all kinds of fancy things out there, you know, vacuum packers and all that kind of stuff that will do this exact same thing. But for $1, a few bucks for a mylar bag, a few bucks for a bucket, and then whatever food you're putting in there, you're saving quite a bit of money. You can go to places that, you know, like My Patriot Supply, that's one of the ones that comes to mind for that long-term food storage. You can buy from those places, and that's perfectly fine and easy and pain-free for the most part, but it's significantly more costly than just doing it yourself. I'm gonna seal it up most of the way, but I'm gonna leave a small opening in the end so I can put my oxygen absorber in there, and then get it done. So I'm gonna start here. Try to keep the wrinkles out of it. Well, this is a 2000 cc oxygen absorber. I'm going to pop this in here, and this should be sufficient enough to get all of the oxygen out of our food. And I'm making sure if this was a dusty product like, you know, oatmeal or something like that, and it had a lot of particulates flying out of the bag when you pour it in there, just want to make sure that the seal is clean of all of that dust before you go in to seal it, because that dust will interfere with the sealing process. So I've got my oxygen absorber inside, so that's good. And now I'll just get most of the air out of my bag gently so I don't poke any holes in the mylar. Stand it back up, and then I'll reseal the whole thing one more time. And I think that looks pretty good. It's got this kind of suction effect going on when I lift up on the bag, and that tells me that there's no major leaks in the seal, and that's a good thing. So what I'll do is I'll gently tuck this in, I'll fold it down, and leave it overnight with a lid on it. And then tomorrow, if the oxygen absorbers work and if my seal is good, this will be it'll look more like a vacuum packed sealed kind of deal. But we won't know till tomorrow if we've done it absolutely right. So potentially the future holds some tough times, and it's not going to be a matter of, you know, you're going down to the grocery store, filling up a buggy, swiping a card, and then loading up the back of the truck to take it home and put in a refrigerator. It may not be that easy, and you know, I like to be an optimist as much as anybody, and hope and pray that day never comes. But the reality of it is, eventually it will. I mean, is that going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. Is it going to happen 10 years from now? I don't know. Is it going to happen 200 years from now? I don't know. But that's just it. You don't know. And why not be prepared? Right now I can go out and buy a 50-pound bag of rice for, I don't know, less than 30 bucks. I forget what it was exactly. And get it stored for the next 15, 20 years for under $40. And this is 80,000 over 80,000 calories right here. What would it take to make this? What would it take to grow the rice, harvest the rice, preserve the rice, all of that? Even if I could grow it here, I can't. That's not even really a possibility. How much energy would go into that? Would I have the tools required to make that happen? Would I have the knowledge and know-how? And then you're counting on Mother Nature working with you, and that you won't have any crop failures and won't have any major issues to that crop. There's so many things that go into it. And this is relatively drastically easier. I mean, it's not even a comparison. Farming compared to this is not even close.
It's the cheapest, easiest thing you can do for preparedness. Guys will go out and spend $1,000 on a rifle and 500 or more on a scope.
Easy.
But they won't go buy enough wheat and
because
enough rice.
Because it's fun, right? You can go out and you can buy a new gun, and that gives you that high, that gives you that buzz. It's like, oh, sweet, you know, I got this new rifle, and it's awesome. And I get it. I like that stuff too. But it's not going to do anything near as much as this does. 80,000 calories.
And this guy, what is your problem, dude?
Zip it.
You want some rice or what, man?
You think you want some?
I don't know.
I'll give him some. Here, buddy.
I don't know.
He doesn't want rice.
Nah, he wants your vehicle off his territory.
Yeah,
I think
right.
he thinks that your vehicle is a turkey.
Yeah, maybe.
A rival.
Yeah.
A lot of negativity in the world.
He is.
That's why I'm here. I'm a positive person.
You really are. You're like just a big glass of sunshine.
Yep. Tell me what you know, Rice. Where is your leader?
What is it?
Where is your leader? You've assigned the papers.
Who do you work for? Going in one direction to force the air out. One Direction is also the name of my favorite band. I don't know if you guys knew that.
That's a band? When did they come out?
So we all have priorities in our life, right? And our priorities change based on our life experiences and kind of, you know, the time in our life and where we are, right? I have been really, really hungry before. And it's a sad, like really depressing, miserable, lethargic, just horrible way to go.
You talking about physical hunger or like a hunger for love?
Well,
a sense of purpose.
Well, both.
Yeah,
both.
okay.
Yeah, you've been starving for love for a while now, but
there is no love like self-love.
Self-love.
And I love me.
Yeah, you do love me. But anyway, so I've been really, really hungry before, and it's pretty awful. And I can't imagine, you know, picturing my kids and my wife going through that, and there'd be nothing that I could do about it. That would be just, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know how I would handle that.
You think they're cranky now? Just wait till they haven't eaten in a week.
That's right. I mean, my kids have never been hungry. You know, they say, "Oh, Dad, I'm starving," you know, but they have no idea. My kids have never gone a single day without eating, multiple times a day. Like, if they only ate once that day, that would be, I don't even think that's ever happened in their life. So I was
such an ugly child. My mama fed me with a slingshot across the room.
But this is, like I was saying, there's 80,000 calories in one of these buckets, or one of these bags of rice. I shouldn't say, not one of the buckets, one of the bags. And I can live approximately off 2,000 calories. That math works out to be 40 days. That's one individual.
All for the bargain price of $20.
Yeah, I mean, for 20-something bucks for a bag of rice plus the buckets and mylar, you're looking at $30 to $40 for 40 days of calories. I mean, that's a lot.
That's the way you have to look at it. You're buying life.
Yeah,
you're buying time. How long until you would just straight up cannibalize? How long would that take you?
I don't know, 3-4 days.
That long?
That is shocking.
I thought I knew you. I didn't know. Okay. That's when your buddies start looking at you weird. They're like, no, you go ahead and take first watch. I'll stay awake.
I'll be fine.
I got this. Unless it's Chris Weatherman and his ass is asleep in 30 minutes. Like
the keeper of the flame.
Keeper of the flame.
So funny story. We'll tell it while we're doing this. Funny story. Chris Weatherman, Alan Kay, me, and a couple other buddies we're doing a survival scenario type adventure, and Chris Weatherman, being the kind, giving individual that he is,
and he is really kind and giving.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm not exaggerating on that. He is that. He offered to
useless on fire watch, but good dude.
He offered to stay awake while all of us got some shut eye, and he'd keep the fire going because we made the fire primitively, and there's no just starting another one if it went out. And he offered, said, "Hey, you know, guys, get some shut eye. I got this. I'll stay up all night and I'll keep this fire going. No problem." I don't even think it was half an hour. I don't even think it was half an hour later we heard. It was literally the first one asleep. And somebody in the comments is going to say, "Oh, you can't do it like that because of blah, 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 yakety, schmackety, la-da-da." But you can, because I have cracked open some of these buckets that Alan has done. How old were those?
11.
11 years old? Yeah, 11 years old, and they were still vacuum sealed, packed, and ate the rice, ate the beans, and it was good to go. No problems at all. So I know 100% that this method works. And if you got something to say about it, zip it. So what do we have here? We have 5 buckets.
Yeah.
5 5-gallon buckets full of white long grain rice. That is equivalent to, let's do the math in my head on camera really quick, 240,000 calories, over 240,000 calories right here. And that was inexpensive and very easy to do. Now these buckets are going to be stored in my basement, where it's pretty much the same temperature year round. Whether I heat or cool it down there, it pretty much stays the same temperature, which is nice. And they're going to stay out of the sunshine, and I foresee these lasting a long, long time. And hopefully I, really never need to dip into these. But guess we won't know until we know. And this is rice. All right, guys. Hey, I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more content like this, check us out at On3. The link will be in the comments below or in the description below. And we'll see you on the next video.